the context, the immediate context of that passage, as well as this frequent use when it's connected to Yahweh, when it's connected to I am that we're getting in Exodus chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6, is further described or amplified or clarified by, okay, Yahweh, I am that I am. Who is this? This is the God who kept covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Consequently, I know that I'm getting ready to call you into a difficult season in your life. No longer will you have a clear source of income in the land of Egypt. No longer will you have the safety and security of Pharaoh's armies, etc. I'm calling you out into the wilderness to live with me and develop a relationship with me. I'm calling you to a unique way of life that will be revealed in the Torah of Moses or the law of Moses. You are going to experience some major change upcoming in your life. Trust me, God says, it's not going to be all that easy. But I want you to know that this God who is promising to deliver you, to bring you out of that status of slavery that you're experiencing in Egypt, that is the God that has a great track record. In the past, I have dealt with your forefathers and I've always demonstrated my covenant fidelity, my covenant faithfulness, my being true to my word, that what I promise, that's exactly what I fulfill. And so you're not really dealing with a God that is an unknown. You're not just rolling the dice. You're not just hoping against hope. And by the way, I will often use this passage, Exodus chapter 3, and those passages that we've put in brackets following that all the way out into chapter 6, along with Acts chapter 1 verse 3 that says, after Jesus' resurrection, He appeared to His disciples with many convincing proofs. One is an example from the Hebrew Bible or Old Testament. Another is an example from the New Testament and from the lips of Jesus, that this God is a God of evidence. He's not a God that just expects us to do some kind of divine roll of the dice and hope against hope against hope that we chose the right religion, that we chose the right holy book, that we chose the right way of life, and you then bet your eternal destiny on that. No, God is a God of evidence. And God is a God who says, try me, prove me, put me to the test, as we hear in the prophet Malachi's words. And God will show Himself faithful to you as He has been faithful in times past. Man, that's a God that we can live with, isn't it? That's a relationship. That's a covenant that we can live with. It's not an unknown. It's not some big, end time gamble. It is the God who's calling you to trust Him to bring you up out of Egypt, to change your status from slave to free, and then lead you through the wilderness where you've got to rely on Him for water and for food and for protection and for guidance through that difficult journey. This is a God that you can trust. Not just a roll of the dice, but a God who has proven Himself. He's got a great track record. He's got an impeccable resume. This is a God who is appealing to these Israelites. By the way, because the Bible is so incredibly relevant and it's eternally God's Word, this is God's Word to you and me today. It's no different. God is saying, I am a God who has an excellent past track record, and you can place your life in my hands. You can trust my hand. You can trust my word. If you make covenant with me, you can bet that I will keep my end of that covenant. That's God's promise to you today. So it doesn't make any difference what kind of wilderness, what kind of Red Sea, what kind of Pharaoh's army, what kind of difficulties obtaining just food and water for you and your family. This God is a God who says, yoke together with me in covenant, and you can trust my hand. You can count on me to come through. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our videos. If you're benefiting from the content that you're receiving from them, please make sure that you're following us on Facebook and that you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you never miss a thing. While you're at it, share our content with your friends and family. Encourage them to follow us as well. Thanks for helping us to reach as many as we can with a powerful message of God's Word in its original context.